I'm going to call Mahesh Bindra.
Mr. Chair, we have supported this bill through the first stage of the first reading and through the second reading. And Mr. Chair, the reason for that was that we do actually support the intent of this bill, which is to bring the offenders and bailees in line with the offenders inside the wire, inside the prison. So those inside the prison do have permanent and blanket restrictions on consumption of alcohol and drugs, as we know. There is no, our prisons are smoke-free, and we claim that our prisons are alcohol-free and drug-free. And corrections staff have done a great job at ensuring that it is majorly implemented. Those policies of smoke-free prisons are effectively implemented. While there have been instances of those rules being violated, but those are not really concerning to us. What is concerning is, Mr. Chair, that the offenders who are released on bail or on temporary removal or on temporary release have these restrictions placed on them. However, there was no mechanism in place to ensure that they actually adhered to or complied with those restrictions. And there were no consequences if they did not. So this bill will ensure that those on the outside, those in the communities, whether they are on bail or whether they are on temporary release or on parole, are actually answerable for their violation of those restrictions. So, Mr. Chair, that was the reason that we supported this bill throughout. Although we did have some reservations about how this bill is going to be actually administered. So we were told that those on parole and on temporary removal and on temporary releases will be managed by corrections, and those on bail will be drug tested randomly, though, by the police. Now, we did have some confusion about the modalities and the resources. At the moment, the police do not have resources to carry out their core functions of crime prevention. So we wonder how they are going to be drug testing these people on bail when they don't have resources to respond to emergencies. So that was one of the concerns that we had. However, we still supported the intent of the bill. So, Mr. Chair, at present, when bailees are on parole, when the offenders are on parole, they will be managed by way of drug testing, again, random drug testing by corrections. And we had pointed out that at present, the legislation has no requirement that the Chief Executive of Corrections communicates with the Commissioner of Police while formulating these rules. We were told that there is no need for such requirement because we have faith in both the entities, that we have faith that they both will communicate. Well, Mr. Chair, if that was the case, where was the communication when...
I'm sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The time has come for me to leave the chair for the dinner break. Members, this debate is interrupted, and I shall resume the chair at 7:30.